Early morning drives, sunrises, coffee, adventure. There'd be magic in those words, and I think a life lived in pursuit of those things and nothing else would not be a wasted life at all. We're off on another wild food adventure, this time to the gorgeous Coromandel. We decide to make the most of the glorious morning with some sunrise fishing, before heading over to see some good friends who recently told us about a wild food that piqued my curiosity and lit a fire in me. I couldn't wait to see this for myself. Alright, we're here in beautiful Tairua in the Coromandel at my friend David and Kaia section. I had dinner with these two a little while ago, and they told us that there was wild kiwi fruit growing on their property, which is something that I found super exciting to hear. A reason for that being is that I never buy kiwi fruit. Kiwi fruit gets sprayed with such horrendous chemicals that I feel really uncomfortable eating it and buying it from the supermarket. So when they told me that there was wild kiwi fruit to be found, I had to come and check it out. And so into the forest we go. Personally, I'm as excited as a school kid on a field trip. I've never seen kiwis grow wild. Looks like it's
I think if we go a little bit further in here. This is a good area wherever you could probably, I don't know how you would attempt to climb it, but there's quite a lot on this, and you're right. That's an area.
So I might get into that. Actually, what that is, puriri? Yeah, I think it's a puriri. So let's see if we can get up in there and harvest a couple.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sounds good.
Okay. So I'm just going to chuck on my harness and check out the situation. It looks to me like a lot of the kiwi fruit is sort of centered in the space in between two trees, which is where the sunlight's getting to. But of course, that is going to be the hardest for me to get to. So I think I'm going to just chuck my gear on, get a rope in the tree, and just get up there and have a look. And we'll see how I can harvest a few of these things. Let me take the harness. Still up at the top. Okay, let's pretend that didn't happen. We have trees to climb. This first bit is gonna look so glamorous. If there's anything I don't ever regret buying, it's this climbing kit. Once upon a time, I worked as an arborist and used this stuff for work, but today it serves me well as an essential part of my hunter-gatherer life. You'll see more of it in upcoming episodes. The harness is sturdy and wide, and it's quite comfortable to rest in. To tie myself off, I use a dynamic climbing rope that would and has taken the impact of my fall more than once. The second is a steel lanyard that is my primary safety once I get into the top of the tree. There's so many fruit up here. Wow. I want to try one of these things. And no spray. Yeah. All right. Kiwi fruit coming in. Oh. Yeah. If there was such a thing as a professional wild kiwi fruit catcher, I think my mate David would definitely qualify. Look at him go.
Nice. I hope it's not gonna hit my head once. It's pretty hard.
Okay, Chizzy, so while I'm still here and there's still fruit up here, I'm gonna abseil a hook down to you, and I'm gonna grab that camera and get some footage from my point of view. I've got no idea if this works. selfie filming with camera. But anyway, here I am in the tree. And this is what I'm looking at.
And now you know why I don't do the filming. I suck. These wild kiwis, on the other hand, are awesome. Actinidia deliciosa. These things actually originate in China and were once referred to as Chinese gooseberries, but for the last century have been growing right here in New Zealand. Seeing them grow wild like this is a rare sight.
Wild growing kiwi fruit.
Come on, man, we're starving.
Ah,
Throw us some more.
I'm trying my best.
After that pitiful attempt at tree filming, I get to harvesting fruit. Easier said than done though, these vines are thick.
Beautiful. That's amazing. Foraging kiwi fruit.
David, if you didn't know it, you're a kiwi fruit foraging legend.
Yep.
See what I mean?
Yeah!
They're really sweet away. I was kind of expecting them to be like less sweet. Yum. I like it. Okay, what I might do, I saw come down in a second, but I'm just going to give this a really good shake.
Sure.
So that's what you hit.
With my monkey skills and Dave's relentless ground foraging, we quickly managed to collect a fair amount of fruit, enough for a harvest anyway. I can't find any more fruit close enough for me to pick, and short of hoisting my stick into the tree, we call it a day, and I abseil out of the canopy. It should be said that these vines are a pain in the neck. They're a mass of tangled up chaos and strong as a rope. But I'm relieved to get back to solid ground and check out the bounty.
So stylish.
Right. I'd say that's a good haul of wild kiwi fruit for one day. Let me have a look.
Delicious.
So
It's almost like gold or yellow.
yeah, I think at first I thought they were like the green, but I think they're gold.
Hairy.
First thing that I find really interesting is that these, well, I mean, this one is a good size, but most of them are actually a lot smaller. And so, you know, when you have fruit that grows wild, what it generally tends to want to do is revert back to its original form. This is sort of one thing that most people don't realize, but we've actually, you know, selectively bred and grown food to be bigger, sweeter, and all that stuff. And when you have the original, the wild version of certain fruits, most fruits for that matter, is they just revert back to just being small but flavoursome. Cool.
Man, that's hairy.
Different, eh?
But it's not annoying.
No, it's not a problem. I like it. I like it a lot. This is the vine here, huh?
That's so.
Yeah, that's the trunk over there.
Could be that as well.
And that one, yeah. That's what they look like in the orchards too. And then it's just grown right up. Wasn't a successful climb until you caught the tail.
While David continues his dutiful search for fallen fruit, I take a moment to organize my gear. There inevitably comes a moment in every wild food quest where appreciation and gratitude quietly float to the surface of my mind like old but shy friends. And this is that moment for me. I feel happy to be out here with people I care about, doing something I care about. Food and the hunt for it is the common denominator amongst all people, and I feel a particular opportunity to bond with people in that. This wasn't a major excursion into the mountains, but it just as well may have been. The joy of a successful harvest is the same. It fills me.
beautiful. Gold kiwi.
And there's just something about like getting it yourself off of a tree.
Mm.
You know, no one brought it to you, no one sold it to you.
Well, and just the fact that, like a minute ago, this was life force was still pumping in it.
Right. Yeah. Man, how awesome. Yeah, so there you go. One fairly full sack of wild harvested, totally organically grown kiwi fruit. That has got to have been one of the most fun foraging missions I've ever been on. Getting that fruit out of that tree with David underneath me was fantastic. I'll do that again any day. It took me a little while to figure out what to make with the kiwi fruit. But in the end, what I decided to do was to defrost some turkey that I hunted a couple months back, and we're going to tenderize the turkey meat with the flesh of the kiwi fruit. Kiwi fruit contains a natural enzyme called actinidin, which actually breaks down the proteins and the fibers of the meat, which is essentially going to render it way more tender in a really short space of time. Then I've selected some really nice ingredients, and we're going to finish this turkey as an oven roast dish. Just, mashing some kiwi fruit. When I just took the turkey out of the fridge and I started washing it off, it's like you can feel by handling the meat how the enzymes in the kiwi fruit are starting to break it down. It's quite interesting. The turkey breast is cooked for just over an hour in my favorite cast iron pot. The simple spices, garlic, bay leaf and rosé wine slowly infuse some amazing flavors to the already tender meat. I rest the dish in the fridge overnight, and the following day we take it back to David and Kaia. After all, I wouldn't enjoy this dish fractionally as much if I didn't share it with the same people who helped to gather the ingredients in the first place.
Far out, man. This kiwi fruit is nice.
In truth, I think much of the world's wealth pales in meaning when compared to the intrinsic satisfaction found at a simply laid dining table and breaking bread with people whom you care for.
Nice.
Pair this feeling with the intimate knowing of exactly where the food came from, and remembering that your own hands did the work to bring it here, to this place and time, to share with these people. And perhaps for a blissful moment, you once again know what life is really about.